have to contend with.
Yeah, and you know, most kickers are either naturally push it or they draw it back in, and sometimes you get that wind. I think in those kickers get it in their head, you know, I might need to pull this one a little bit more or need to push this one a little bit more. The wind was going left to right from his direction, but he certainly pulled that one all the way into the upright against the wind.
His first miss of the day, 2 out of 3. Zappe going deep, coming back for the football, and off his hands is Rager. He had the big catch earlier down that same sideline to set up a scoring opportunity when New England settled for 3.
Yeah, and Patriots fans know this is what they've seen from Bailey Zappe. He's not afraid to take those shots. He sees Rager lined up on the outside and gets that back shoulder throw, and he sees the coverage. And that's something he talked to us about, really understanding the capabilities of the receivers, the leverage of different defenders. Gave his guy a chance there. 15
seconds remain. 2 timeouts for New England. Zappe, well protected, middle of the field and overthrows. Devontae Parker was in the area, but not sure where that was headed.
Just a little bit high on the throw. And Parker's lined up here on the outside, going to work his way to the middle of the field. You see, being very careful with those steps, and that's something you're not practicing during the course of the week, right? You're not practicing in snow, so the timing can be just a little bit off. The depth of the routes can be a little bit off, but you know what? Same thing. Both sides of the field just got to make it work.
Ezekiel Elliott on the handoff, try and get to the half as the clock runs down, and we have hit the half. Timeout may have been called right before. Let's check if there was a second left on the clock.
New York, the third and final of the half. Be 30 seconds in length. Clock operator, please reset to 4 seconds. Thank you.
Robert Saleh got the timeout in, the last Jet timeout of this half, at the 4-second mark.
Well, he doesn't like it, but you know, if you're Robert Saleh, you try and go after the punt, just try and make something crazy happen in this kind of weather. Take any opportunity you can. Force them to line up for the punt.
0-5 is Saleh against Bill Belichick, who wants to know how much time, and also that's what he's a little upset about. Hey, the clock's running down. The officials have to get that out there sooner, at least to his team or his sideline. Well, they said to put 4 on, and that's what they have at the moment. Well, if anybody worked the nuances of the rules in the game, Bill Belichick has.
Yeah, and here you see with 4 seconds, they don't want to take a chance with any kind of punt. They have the offense out there on the field. You want to run this time out,
and they don't have it.
Not give them any opportunity.
Jets can't stop the clock, but obviously a turnover on down. So let's see how they play this. The conditions weather-wise worsening. Then that's Zappe throwing one, and that should, as the clock shows 0. Yeah, we're at the half in snowy New England. Is this the farewell of Bill Belichick as the Patriot head coach? That is the speculation. 6-3 Jets. Fries at halftime coming up from LA. Is Game Flow presented by Progressive. Battle of field goals, good defense, snowing all day, after midnight continuing till, well, at least later in the game. That's the weather report we have. Jets getting ready to receive the second half kickoff. Means a lot to them. I mean, they'd like to end that 15-game losing streak head-to-head with the Patriots. But the headline story, Bill Belichick, and Jay Glazer reporting on the pregame show that they will part ways in one way or another after a meeting with owner Robert Kraft sometime this week. And we talked with Bill, had a warm conversation, a lengthy conversation on Friday. You know, he doesn't give a whole lot up. When I said, can we assume that
you're going to assume whenever you want.
Yeah, that you're not going to be back. He said, assume what you want, but I have a commitment, and I'm going to stay committed to my job. And then referencing, as my father would do, or your father, he was referenced because they both served in the Navy, their service in the Navy. And that was really about the extent of it. Got a little nostalgic with some things, but certainly the Patriots moving on from him in this final game. He didn't want a lot of fanfare if this is indeed the case.
Well, I never played for Bill Belichick, but I know a lot of people that did. And the thing that really stands out is his personal relationship with the players, being completely honest with them, what it is that they need to work on, but his attention to detail. And just like he said in our call, you know, the only thing that matters is the 3 hours in that game, right? Those are the things that you need to focus on. Don't worry about the result, the process, as you hear so many times with coaches in football. Let's just worry about the next play. Don't worry about any of those other things. But really, great. We'll talk more in this second half about some of the conversation, like with his sons being on the staff, things like that. But just what an incredible career. And how long ago was it when he got here? It was my last season in the league. Wow, ancient.
It's been the amount of Super Bowl wins tops everything else when you think about Bill Belichick, and so consistent. And you talk about some of the greatest coaches of all time in any sport, and whether it's, you know, Wooden and Auerbach, or, you know, Connie Mack in baseball, Lombardi, Shula, and he's not done yet. At least he hasn't said that. Maybe here, but he'll handle that just like the Patriot ownership will handle the decision once it's official. Gibson has it on the return, and it'll be a first down as they take over. We'll check that yardage. Again, we're going to superimpose the yard marks because of the difficulty of seeing that on the field. Let's check in with Jen Hale.
Chris, conditions certainly deteriorating. Winds are picking up. Temperatures getting colder. Robert Saleh says this is actually one of the worst condition games he's ever coached in. So expect a lot more of the run game. At halftime, crews furiously trying to clear the field. Players handing coats up to their families in the stands. It's going to be a battle, a test of wills this half.
Well, Jen, Robert Saleh said we lead, meaning the Jets, we lead the league in bad weather games all season. That, along with injuries and the disappointing record in offense, has frustrated him, and they get one to finish in the snow as the blitz is on, but Breece Hall gets the football and picks up a few yards, starting at their own 30-yard line. Breece Hall's been the workhorse in this battle of field goals. Zerline has missed one. See his total yards versus what the Patriots have done. Not a lot of success for either team throwing the football.
Not a lot of success, but remember, defenses obviously are expecting these opposing offenses to run the football. So there are going to be some opportunities. There are going to be some man-to-man coverage on the outside, guys singled up, especially when you get into those heavier formations with multiple tight ends.
After a 3-yard pickup, will pick up maybe 2 or 3 more. Xavier Valladay, the rookie from Arizona State, is active today behind Ibanaconda, who has carried in the game. Dalvin Cook released this week, picked up by the Ravens, who are headed towards the postseason.
Yeah, and Christian Barmore was in on that last tackle, and we had a great conversation with him. Now, this is a guy who didn't even start playing football until he was 18 years old. He started off as a tight end. He said, you know what? I'm lucky, man. I got them skinny ankles. We'll see how we can use those skinny ankles to get upfield here on this third down.
Jets need 3 from the 33, and Simeon bouncing around and will float it out of bounds, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, Simeon was smart here, though. When he responds to this pressure, I want you to watch how he takes care of the football when he escapes the pocket. He carries it like a runner, and people might say, well, wait a second, keep your eyes downfield, maybe throw that. But you know what? Security first. Ball security first in situations like this. You have to take care of the football. You do not want to put that opposing offense on a short field.
Yeah, that's a good point. And so far, Robert, we have not had a turnover. There was really one bobble, but on a punt a month, but it was quickly recovered. Miles Bryant back to receive the kick. Erstad delivers it. No fair catch. Bryant's got some room, and he's going to pick up 12, 15 yards on a good return. Patriots on offense, trailing by 3. Here's the Patriot head coach in 2000. After 3 years as a Jets defensive coordinator, assistant head coach, and maybe his final season expected to be in New England as Ezekiel Elliott carries after that 13-yard return on a 43-yard punt. Yeah, if you tune in late, Jay Glazer reporting on the Fox pregame show. And for those staying with us the entire game and enjoying the snow, there's the owner of the team who will meet with Bill Belichick this week. Jay Glazer reporting that they are expected to part ways, whether it's a firing, a mutual agreement, and it should happen quickly unless there is a trade involved, as has been the case with some head coaches in the past year. That could take a little bit longer. Elliott carries straight ahead and got the first down. 429 games coached here with New England. Now, he was with the Cleveland Browns as a head coach, beat the Patriots for his only playoff win there.
Yeah, we came in with that In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, the Iron Butterfly. We asked him during our meeting, what was the first concert you went to? The first concert you chose, because he went to some concerts earlier at Iron Butterfly, 1971 or 73.
Zappi's throw, incomplete. Gesicki the target and no flag. Yeah, it was interesting because he said Bill Belichick, it's just fun getting him to talk about music with all that's going on, but he'll talk about anything other than his future, obviously. And he said that his dad at the Naval Academy, the Letterman, was really the first concert, but he did say he almost went to Woodstock. They were thinking about it back then. I said, glad you punted on that one.
Yeah, he said he's glad he punted on that one. Maybe not his scene, but man, I think I would have enjoyed a little bit of Woodstock action. Certainly some of the music there, at least.
Second down, 10. Zappi dumps it off to Ezekiel Elliott. Good tackle from behind, kept him from getting further upfield. Quincy Williams, Ian Mosley, but all over the place as they usually are for this Jet defense.
Yeah, and we're going to see here, you get a 3rd and 8 opportunity. Just how much of a chance is Bill Belichick going to take in a situation like this? I mean, I know that Bailey Zappi has been able to get the ball downfield, but in a field position game with this kind of weather, how aggressive do you want to be? Can you protect it, more importantly?
Elliott comes back into the backfield with Zappi on 3rd and 8 from midfield. Zappi has time. He better look out, and they got him. Sack back at the 45-yard line. Quinnen Williams, that's the 3rd sack of the game for the Jets, at 4.5 sacks for Quinnen Williams, the Pro Bowler this year.
Yeah, you see Quinnen Williams lined up right over the ball here. And you get that little game, that stud action, and one of those coverage sacks, really. I mean, nice job on the back end from that Jets defense. And we didn't see the frozen dance from him. Maybe he just saves that one at home, the one that he does for his niece.
Bryce Baringer booms it, drops that into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. Hours ago, this is in the pregame. The conditions on the field, remember, snow starting after midnight in the area, continuing all day, heavier at times. See the temperature and the wind chill, and this is a moment ago as they try and clear the line so the players can see where they're going. We have the benefit of sliding in and sliding out yardage markers.
Yeah, all the armchair meteorologists on our crew said, I'll believe it when I see it. And we see it now.
54-yard punt from the 20. Remember, bounced in the end zone. And we have a flag.
It's going to be offsides. I think it's going to be on Jennings.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 33. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Haven't had a whole lot in this game, but the Jets have been an often, the Patriots and Jets have both been often penalized.
Yeah, you see Jennings wanting to get that quick start there. He thinks it's going to be pass. This is a run-heavy game, right? So when those defensive linemen, those defensive players think that they might have an opportunity to get after the quarterback, they want to try and get up the ball as quickly as possible. Maybe a little bit too soon.
Bryce Hall, his 21st touch today, and going nowhere. Smothered by Christian Barmore, 3rd-year player from Alabama, who says he plays with energy and anger every play on the field.
Yeah, and as an interior defensive lineman, came into the game with 54 tackles, and we talked about him earlier, and this is what he said, you know, being able to play on both sides, on the front end of plays, running things down from the back end. You could see him turning on his version of the Jets, maybe some propellers from that back end, but in all seriousness, he's just a tremendous athlete. He's got 6 pass breakups on his season. Knows how to bat that ball down, too.
He's improved as a run stopper, says reading runs better on a delay to Hall. Going to work straight ahead. Bring up 3rd down. Trying to get to the 30-yard line as we're under 9.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. Well, at least the snow's been entertaining. You know, there's some people far from snow. I think these guys these folks hang out in the desert area where they were thinking if we got 30 points combined in this game, that would be interesting to them. I don't think it's those guys.
Which desert is that?
But they're having a good time. I'll ask the questions. You do the analysis. 3rd and 4, threatening blitz. They don't do it much. Pass is dropped. Tough one, hit Wilson, and he couldn't hold it, but it's 4th down.
Boy, and Trevor Siemian put that ball exactly where it needed to be. Garrett Wilson just not able to bring that thing in. Really quick and decisive, accurate throw, and that's one he's going to want back. Just so few opportunities in weather like this.
Tough break for an excellent receiver. 5 targets, 2 catches today, 1 drop. Morstead busy. Miles Bryant back to try and return another punt. His 5th. He has a 63-yarder and a 60-yarder already. Still getting it done. Age no problem for him. Bryant driving back, watching it bounce and roll out of bounds. Response to DeMar Hamlin's sudden cardiac arrest a year ago. The NFL helped launch Smart Heart Coalition, which aims to have every state adopt life-saving policies to prevent fatalities from sudden cardiac arrest among high school athletes and others. Go to NFL.com/SmartHeart. After a 56-yard punt from his own 18, Zappi on the move, connects. 2nd catch of the game for Demario Douglas.
Again, this is the natural movement of Bailey Zappi inside of the pocket. Does a nice job feeling the pressure, stepping up here, keeping his eyes downfield, and hitting Douglas. Got the record now for rookies with the Patriots for receptions and receiving yards.
Right here, over here.
Came in leading the team in receiving yards. Around the 600 mark. Tack that on. After a pickup of 15 yards. From the 33, Elliott. The idea that Robert Saleh thought that Bill Belichick would, as he said, create a scrum and try to run the ball 40 or 50 times. I thought he was being sarcastic. Went back and looked. Bill Belichick, you know, has run the ball in a game, 40 times this year, and he has once before in his career 54 times he's run the ball. That's not been the case today.
No, they've taken some opportunities, and you have to, I think, in a situation like this. Again, defenses are built to stop the run. Sometimes you're going to have some shots over the top.
A chance. Zappi floats it, and Douglas could not hold on, but Sauce Gardner was back there.
And this is a pretty good throw. I mean, Douglas, he said he was looking forward to this matchup going against Sauce on the outside, and this ball, he places this really perfectly. You have to see how much Gardner got on this. You remember Gardner, a former wide receiver in high school, knows, especially at the top of the route, how to react. Does a nice job getting back to it.
And now it's 3rd and 7. Warren Gardner said he didn't take vacations after the year's over. Wants to work on his game. There's a floater that's incomplete again for Douglas, who was well covered by Michael Carter. And the offense continuing to flake.
Yeah, another pass breakup for Michael Carter. That's an interesting thing about a couple of these guys on defense for the Jets. Michael Carter and Sauce Gardner. The pass breakup to interception ratio, not quite what they want it to be. Some opportunities missed to get the ball the other way.
Behringer, his 7th punt of the game. Xavier Gibson backing up, got it. And we'll pick up about 5 on the return. Brendan Scoop. Robert Smith, Chris Myers, Jed Hale, and clearing the field here in the 3rd quarter. Fans enjoying first snowfall this heavy in a while, and has been going all afternoon. We'll go into the evening and add that to some good defensive teams. The conditions for the quarterbacks, those are the numbers, and the completion percentage is not very good. And the wind has picked up, along with a little more snow, hit a lull for a while. And there's a throw for Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, Peppers came.
And the flag does fly. He said, he's pointing, he's like, hey, I hope he's all right. That's me. And
I'm not sure if this was helmet to helmet, but it definitely looked like it went up to the head of Wilson right there. Oh, yeah, that's dangerous.
Yeah, the head, but he kept his helmet up. He was trying to stop, obviously, but that's still going to require a flag and penalty to be assessed. Frustrated by that. Hope that Garrett Wilson is okay.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, you know, the rule is in place for a reason. You have a defenseless player. You can't go to the head or neck area, and he kind of drives his chest right into the head of Wilson. And, you know, they can't judge it by intent. I don't think he really meant to do it. He certainly wasn't standing over him, taunting him. He was apologizing about it, but the rule is the rule.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 5, a 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, the fan's not happy about it, obviously, but that
you can see he's explaining to the Jets players, and I think they get it.
Yeah,
it's just a lot of yardage. I hope that Garrett Wilson, his 6th target, and headed to the injury tent. Outstanding young player.
And it's not a Michigan versus Ohio State thing.
Even though Peppers went to Michigan and Wilson, of course, from Ohio State. I knew you'd work one in before the year wrapped up.
Yeah, I had to do it, right?
I never said former Ohio State Buckeye. You'll always be one. And
I know. I can't believe people even say that. Like, you know, you're not former Buckeye. You're the Buckeye or you're not. But Peppers and Lewis, what a great combination they were. Cornerbacks for Michigan. And, of course, Peppers in the league, back at that safety spot. And he's physical. Patriots glad to have him back after a couple weeks, and that it says something to you right there. You know, guy had been out a couple weeks, like Coach Belichick said. These guys want to play.
Peppers, you know, talk about college. Jabril Peppers in 2016, he was actually a Heisman finalist.
Hey, you guys got 48.
Interested in broadcasting when his career is over.
Writes his own music. Renaissance man.
Reese Hall. Pick up a couple. All nearing the 90-yard mark, 20+ carries. The average has gone down just a bit. But an opportunity for the Jets in this kind of game with this kind of weather that any additional points here, even 3, make a major difference. Not to mention somebody getting into the end zone.
Hey, go see you.
Paul, that's a career high now. 23rd carry, working his way toward a first down.
Oh boy, that one was interesting. It looked like Trevor Siemian had taken the wrong path back to Breece Hall.
He's just short here. I'm sorry, Robert. I thought they were going to give it to him. It's 3rd and 1.
Quite fortunate to get that ball to Breece Hall. A lot of times if quarterbacks are short on that, it can cause the fumble. But here they're going to have an opportunity, 3rd and short.
From the 42-yard line, need a yard.
Get big Nick Bodman at that fullback.
Simeon keeps. So the ball pop out of there on the back end of that play.
Sure, well, they're going to mark this a little bit short.
Be an interesting call if it is 4th and short. Well, there's a signal that he got it. They're saying move the chains.
Boy, that's it's a weird angle. We can't see the line.
Maybe they can't either. They're just guessing.
Bentley going up over the top. There's something that's kind of fun in playing in the wet conditions. Never played in snow like this.
This is more than a wet. And they quickly snapped it, moved forward on a first down run. Hall now career high 24 carries and 93 yards rushing so far.
Boy, I love the way that Breece Hall, just at the end of this run, just that last second, that subtle movement, and that's really what impresses me the most about Breece Hall. He is just so smooth. It looks so effortless, and defensive backs oftentimes, they take the wrong angle with him because he doesn't look like he's running as fast as he is.
We have an injured player. We will step away.
I don't know Jake from State Farm.
But just imagine, Mahomes and my auto.
Best bundle in the league, baby.
Man, why can't Patrick change his name? It could be Kelsey, and Kelsey, how much you can save by bundling home and auto. Yeah? If you make the letters smaller.
Mahomes, my auto, let's go. Come on, model, let's get it. Put your jersey on.
Bundling, just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And rookie center Joe Tippmann, second rounder from Wisconsin, been a very versatile player for them. I mean, he got rave reviews from Robert Saleh and Hackett, the injured player, and also Garrett Wilson out of the injury tent, and it looks like he's headed towards the locker room as well. So Chris Glazer, who will be wearing number 63, will slide up, just activated today from the practice squad on that offensive line that we mentioned already. Most different combinations they've started this year, 13.
Yeah, and of course in conditions like this, new center, always important to watch that exchange.
We've yet to have a turnover, and there could be one as Trevor Siemian is on it. Second fumble, but both recovered by the player who lost it. There is a flag. That really wasn't a fumble. It just looked like an awkward snap, as you just addressed, Robert.
Yeah, just going into the game, try and get that shotgun snap. I don't know if I would try a shotgun with a guy just coming into the game.
All right. Call is against the offense. It's going to be declined. See what he did on the snap. If it was movement with the ball or somebody jumped. Actually, it was illegal formation was the
Illegal formation.
Thank you.
Offense number 67. That penalty's declined. Third down. Clock. Operator, please reset to 4:04.
Carter Warren was called, the rookie from Pitt, called for the infraction.
Yeah, it looked like Warren was too far forward. He's got to split the belt line of the center and just a little bit too far forward on that last one.
Well, they declined it, obviously, with the snap. 3rd and 16, chance for the Patriot defense. And Hall will not get the first down as Matt Wilson ran him out.
Yeah, playing that field position game here. And, you know, what's impressed me is the punters. The last couple of punts, I mean, these guys have boomed it. We saw early in the game, Patriots had some problems. We've seen some Jets with the short punts. And we've seen some very returnable balls, more line drives. But these last couple of punts, these guys have really boomed that thing, getting used to the conditions.
Morstead, another strong kick over and out toward the sideline. We'll check the mark. Mentioned Bill Belichick 29th season overall, 24th with the Patriots, and 6 Super Bowl titles in our 30th NFL season of the NFL on Fox. And this is a good memory with some voices familiar to you. This is where it kind of all started.
With this field position, you have to just run the clock out. I don't agree with what the Patriots are doing.
Here's Brady again. And it's Troy Brown. They got Vinatieri in range.
At some point when you're in the Super Bowl, you have to let it all hang out.
The Patriots have won Super Bowl 36.
Madden and Summerall through the ride, the great Tom Brady, and all the accomplishments. Bill Belichick going to 9 Super Bowls as a head coach, winning 6 of those. That was just a 29-yard punt. Elliott carries.
The Sauce coming in, making that tackle. And, you know, in that first Super Bowl, the holder on that field goal for Adam Vinatieri, Ken Walter, the punter, say elementary school classmate of mine, played football with him in high school as well. He was a ball boy for Bill Belichick when he was with the Browns in the early 90s.
You can see from just beyond the 32-yard line on 2nd and 10 in their own territory as Zappi stumbles and goes down. Another snow memory. We showed you the snow plow. We mentioned Tom Brady in Super Bowls. 2001 AFC Divisional Playoff, Raiders, Patriots. The snow game. Charles Woodson appeared to force the fumble. Further little-known tuck rule changed a whole lot. Patriots kept possession, tied the game on the drive, went on to win 16-13 in overtime. Some of that snow in the Patriots. Zappi incomplete in the area of Devontae Parker. But the Jets today holding the upper hand, trying to end that head-to-head 15-game losing streak to Bill Belichick of the Patriots.
But we can see both teams really taking those shots downfield, and Bailey Zappi had an opportunity to get that ball again to Devontae Parker, but just the timing just a little bit off in this snow.
I mean, Robert Saleh, remember when he came in as the Jets head coach, this is 3rd season, he's about taking on teams in the division. On the run, hauled in by Gibson up to his own man, and then he goes down. 3-14 is Saleh's record in the division in the AFC East so far. That's why this is an important game for him to end the season. Let's check in with Jen.
Chris, battling the elements today is just as tough as battling the opponents. Over here on the Jets sideline, a lot of players are getting the snow and ice clogged up in their cleats. Big efforts to clean those shoes, whether it's scratch pads or actually brushes like you might brush ice off of your car with. It is definitely getting colder, and players are certainly feeling the effects of it.
Jen, it was a funny story. The rookie Demario Douglas, who grew up in Florida, he was given, as is the usual thing, they give out snow brushes to rookies or players who aren't from the area, and he thought it was to sweep up the locker room. And he was asking some of his teammates, where am I supposed to sweep? Like, no, that's for the snow. When
rookie hazing.
When it hits this weekend. Bruce Hall will carry after that 44-yard punt. Let's check in with Carissa.
Thank you, Chris. Jaguars trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. Trevor Lawrence finds tight end Evan Ingram for the score. Jacksonville needs a win to get in, now trailed by Chris.
Thank you. Jags tightening things up as Trevor Lawrence giving it a go. Has been healthy for the last few weeks. Final Sunday of the regular season. And some wild playoffs. Some great teams battling to get to that Super Bowl in Las Vegas. After a 1-yard pickup, Moore with Hall hanging out of the football to be 3rd and long. Clock running. If they want to let it ride out in the quarter, they can. Jets offense today, and I thought Robert Saleh was candid with us, Robert, when he said people have been cynical of our offense, and we earned that. I mean, it's been inconsistent, whatever the reasons. He did say that young players on offense got to play a lot. Nathaniel Hackett, and he said he referred to the defense when he first took over, when they were 32nd in defense, and young defensive players played that first year, how the defense has improved. He hopes the offense that will benefit next season. First game in 2024, though. That's how the Jets are looking at it. And they have the advantage in snowy Foxborough. We've completed 3, and it's 6-3 Jets.